down to 3 in the 3C2A softball championships here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Palomar set to take on College of San Mateo here from Bakersfield. And after one more game, it'll be down to 2. It's all elimination here moving forward at the championships. Jeff Stoynoff joined by College of the Siskiyous head coach John Cox here for our game today. And John, welcome back. Thanks so much for taking the time once again. A great pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So the first thing we talk about here, of course, as always, is the format dictates so much. Obviously, with the rain, it's even a little more unconventional this year. Palomar in a game that would have been played yesterday, moved to this morning. The upshot here is the Comets victorious over San Joaquin Delta about 20 minutes ago, and now they're right back to it. Advantage or disadvantage for Palomar?
I believe it's probably a little bit of an advantage. You know, you've got a full game under your belt, and you've had 3 or 4 hot at bats, right? You game play in. So San Mateo's been standing around this morning, kind of warming up, watching what's going on. Palomar's pitcher, Allie, she didn't pitch a full game. I think she pitched about 3 innings in that first game. So this is just business as usual for Palomar.
Yeah, Allie Hewen gets to start in the circle for Palomar, and San Mateo will be the visitor here for our game. That means Aubrey Bussinger digging in to lead things off against Hewen. First pitch, and we're underway. First pitch swinging, lifted deep to left, but twisting foul. No balls and a strike on Bussinger, who came into action today batting .354, 6 home runs, 33 runs batted in.
You know, she has a little bit of power starting off, so you got to respect her. You can see that Palomar's left fielder and center fielder are pretty much one step from the warning track.
And really all weekend the ball's been carrying here at this venue. Start to set the defense after this pitch. Off speed, sky high, shallow left moving in. It's Pignoni who will make the catch to retire Bussinger. That seems like a good place to start talking about the defense. Pignoni in left, McKenna Crawford in center, Megan Waholtz in right. No changes of note for Lacey Kraft and the Palomar Comets. Well, there is in the lineup, but nothing in the defense, so we'll get to that when we go through their lineup. But obviously, at this point in the season, you know who you have and where you want them.
Best.
Emily McAdams, who will be in the circle today, batting second in the lineup as she has been all weekend. Riley Donovan will be up next. McAdams, the left-handed slapper, bunts it in front of home plate. It's a fair ball. And the throw down from Cates in time to get McAdams. Out number 2. And that'll bring up Donovan with the bases empty. Donovan, of course, having a huge weekend at the plate with 3 home runs in the championship tournament.
And she yesterday, Jeff, in that game in their loss against Mount Sac, I think she had 2 of the 3 hits. So she's doing it at the plate, just not getting the opportunity to have her teammates in front of her to drive them in.
Yeah, the Bulldogs were breaking a few windows through the first couple games, and then they ran into Brianna Wheeler.
That's right.
In a game yesterday, and Wheeler did a pretty good job of neutralizing that offense as the Mounties advanced in the winner's bracket, and they'll be in action later today. Maybe we'll go over the schedule a little bit later, but they're in the championship game against the winner of this one, whether it be today or tomorrow. Just 1 win away from a repeat of their championship of a year ago. 2 balls, no strikes to count on Donovan, who comes in batting .388. 9 home runs now on the season with 40 runs batted in. Hewen finished off the win against San Joaquin Delta earlier today, going the last couple of innings in relief of Kat Aguilar for the win. Or I should say, she picks up the save, but it was a win for Palomar.
Yes.
I want to get my terminology right here if I possibly can. 2 balls and a strike on Donovan. Change just outside. 3 balls and a strike. In the infield, Sarah Fisher at third base. Antoinette Robinson will be the flex and play shortstop. Jillian Zamora at second. Riley Penrod at first. The battery, Kendall Cates and Allie Hewen. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Donovan. Inside, back to the screen. Donovan able to just fight that one off. Well, we saw a little bit of this. Hewen has the overwhelming numbers and is a tremendous strikeout pitcher, but does seem to work from behind in the count more than some of the other dominant pitchers that we've seen this weekend.
Yeah, I think she tries to, do a bit, nibble a little bit in the corners. Misses from time to time. That pitch was a little low.
Misses there and walks Donovan with 2 down. So a 2-out base runner and Mandy Wheatenhagen coming to the plate for San Mateo, and Wheatenhagen, the big stick in the cleanup spot. 13 home runs, 49 runs batted in, 453 the batting average. And while we're busy heaping the accolades on Riley Donovan for her performance in this championship so far, easy to forget that Wheatenhagen really carried the middle of this lineup with 13 home runs all season long. She's also got a home run this weekend.
Yes. She actually, in that game earlier this season when we were playing them, she hit a 3-run home run in a close ball game to kind of break it open for San Mateo against us. So I definitely know her name and what she's capable of doing.
Yeah, she's 2 for 9 on the weekend so far, but struck a huge blow in their opener this weekend back on Friday against Fullerton. San Mateo, for those who might not have been able to join us, trailing in that game 4-3 in the 6th inning, and Wheatenhagen comes in leading off the bottom of the 6th, takes it out, ties it up at 4, and then Sarabia, the walk-off home run to win over a very good Hornet team and a very, very good pitching staff, but shows the coolness under pressure of San Mateo as well. Off-speed pitch for Hewen in there for a strike, 2 balls and a strike.
And that's what makes their lineup so dangerous is, we're at the 3-4 hitter right now, but like we were saying, anyone in their lineup, you have 9 hitters and 6 or 7 of them can take it out at any time.
Yeah, these teams, really interesting mirror images of each other in a lot of ways.
Yeah, speed, power, right?
Very
defense,
deep lineup.
Deep lineup.
Up 1-9, and more than just getting the job done in the circle too. Obviously, as you would expect, once you get down to 3 teams remaining chasing a championship. But interesting similarities up and down this lineup.
Yep, and and all of them battle at the plate as well. Donovan on first base, she had another 7 or 8 pitch at bat, just like we saw yesterday.
2-2. Foul back again, and I believe it was in yesterday's game that we saw. I think it was in the Mount San Antonio College game, but did Donovan have about a 13 or 14 pitch at bat, battling Brianna Wheeler?
And got a walk out of that.
Yeah, ended up with a walk. I mean, just a tremendous battle at the plate. And again, fighting off some pitches here, and another lengthy at bat, this time against Allie Hewen. Here's the 2-2. Curveball tailing just outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, for the gaudy power numbers, Wheatenhagen, Donovan, very few strikeouts. Tremendous bat control, and there you see Wheatenhagen just get a piece of it. Saw Donovan with the huge at bat yesterday. Now Wheatenhagen in the middle of this order in a similar kind of at bat against Hewen.
Right. See, what they have is they have power, but they have short swings to the ball, so that eliminates a lot of loopiness, and they're gonna create contact, but with power with it.
Here's the payoff pitch to Wheatenhagen. Inside, back-to-back walks by Donovan and Wheatenhagen, and that'll bring up Ali Sarabia. San Mateo trying to put together a 2-out rally here in the top of the first. We're just underway. San Mateo and Palomar for a chance to battle Mount San Antonio College for the 3C2A softball championship. Now, when you come out here, you're going to talk to Allie Hewen a little bit. It's going smoothly. This is maybe talk about maybe trying to be a little too fine, try to reset Allie Hewen and get her back?
Yeah, I think Coach Mark, he's going out there to talk to her about, say, hey, you got a very good defense, right? And don't be too fine, but let's not throw a ball down the middle. But let's move it. Let's get our corners. Let's keep the ball down and get yourself out of this jam here a little bit and let your defense do the work right here. You don't have to do it by yourself.
Maybe a situation here where we're not thinking aim small, miss small.
That's
but
right.
you want to maybe widen your zone just a little bit, give yourself a little more margin for error. As Sarabia will dig in.
Let's get strike one right here.
Not too deep, Ty, not too deep.
Hewen into the wind. And on the inside corner.
Knock it down, left side, knock it down. Gotta force it, any base. Ball first, ball first.
Hewen ready. Line drive. This is going to be a base hit. San Mateo is going to grab the lead here in the first as Donovan comes around to score on an RBI double from Sarabia. Well, that's got to feel good after they had one run that came on a stolen base and a throwing error and the loss to Mount Sac, and get a different opponent today. Another tough pitcher, but they're right back where they were before, getting things going offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. And both, the runners were on base. Were both on great at bats where they got walked, and Sarabia got a base hit to left center.
And that'll bring up Caitlin Gretsch, the designated player. And Gretsch comes into action batting .359 on the season, 6 home runs, 50 runs batted in. So it doesn't get a whole lot easier for Allie Hewen here.
No, when you got someone who's at the plate with 50 RBIs, right, you got girls getting on in front of her, and she's doing her job. So she's been clutch all year.
Second and third. Here's the 1-0 to Gretsch. Way high, 2 balls, no strikes. The count, you do have first base open. And it's Haley Hyatt, the second baseman, waiting on deck.
Ball first, knock it down, Ryan. You gotta sit on it if you have to.
Hewen rocks and fires. Rise ball, swing and a miss from Caitlin Gretsch. Sarah Fisher at third base, Robinson at short, Jillian Moore at second, Penrod at first.
Keep working it out, keep working it.
For the Comets. Here's the 2-1. One hopper to short, Robinson over to first, and the Comets are out of the inning. But the Bulldogs grab the lead, 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base through half an inning. College of San Mateo 1, Palomar coming to bat. Bottom of the first, Sarah Fisher will lead things off for the Comets, followed by Megan Waholtz, Kylie Pignoni. In the bottom of the first against Emily McAdams, back in the circle for College of San Mateo. 32 wins on the season for McAdams, counting the postseason, and 3CFCA Pitcher of the Year in the North. First pitch fouled away from Fisher, but well, this is about as tough an assignment as you can get here if you're Emily McAdams starting with Fisher.
Yeah, I like what Lacey did today. She put Fisher in the leadoff spot. I think during the tournament she was in the 2 or 3 spot. With her getting on base so much, to kind of get things going.
Fisher came into action today batting .490 for the season, 7 home runs, 52 runs batted in, but those numbers, amazing as they are on the rise this weekend, as Fisher's been even better than that here in the tournament. Popped up on the infield, and Sarabia called off by Hyatt, and Fisher retired. So a good start for McAdams and the Bulldogs, and Wachholz coming to the plate.
Good quality pitch right there.
Yeah, we have barely seen anything like that. Fisher has been barreling up everything she has seen so far this weekend. That is a rare.
Besides the intentional walks, this
easy out. Yeah, exactly. Thought she might step right out and hit one of those the way she was swinging the bat. First pitch to Wachholz outside. Wachholz batting .449, no home runs, 38 runs batted in, and Wachholz with a couple of hits in the comeback win against San Joaquin Delta. The Mustangs grabbed an early lead, but the Comets took advantage of 3 errors by the Mustangs in a 5-run inning to come back and outlast San Joaquin Delta 6-4. Fly ball right field, playable for Wheatonhagen, who has it for out number 2. And how does that, what do you say to a team, or how does that impact a team in terms of emotionally to turn around right away? Because that was a powerful game emotionally in that game. They were down 2-0, had the big comeback. Mustangs came back at them and had a chance, and it's a tiring game to watch. I can't imagine that it wasn't a little bit tiring to play.
Yeah, when you're down like that, and Delta's pitcher was throwing the ball real well, and then they made some mistakes on defense, and what it does is it builds confidence with your team. I mean, they took advantage of Delta's mistakes, and you can't live and die by that every single game. But today's game, you did that, so now maybe you'll change it up. Maybe you'll play from with a lead, swing the bat a little bit more. But they definitely took advantage of Delta's mistakes in that inning.
Pignoni, the batter, .424 coming to action today. No home runs, 31 runs batted in. Off-speed pitch outside, and Pignoni way in front, 3 balls and no strikes.
She had, I think in that this morning's game, she had a base hit to right field that gave them, I think, their 6th run, which was a big run for them. Absolutely.
Takes a walk here on 4 pitches. So this is feeling a little like the top of the first. 2 quick outs and then a walk on 4 pitches, and inning still alive as Kendall Cates will come to the plate. Cates coming in batting .402, 3 home runs, 34 runs batted in. One of the other hitters that's played long ball this weekend with a home run earlier in the tournament.
Yeah, it's every matchup that we're going to have today, pitcher versus hitter, is the best versus the best.
First pitch swung on, popped up. This will end the inning as Madigan puts it away to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base through 1 complete. San Mateo battling Palomar, Mount Sac waiting in the wings. It's the 3C2A Softball Championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Riley Hyatt, Kaylin Sterling, Bella Zalba. Bottom of the order due up for College of San Mateo.
Leading off for the Bulldogs in the top.
Allie Hewen ready to work into the second inning after a lengthy first inning. You see the pitch count already at 28 for Hewen, who pitched a couple of innings earlier today. Of course, the advantage for the Comets in this situation, bylaws dictate, cannot play 3 games. So if Palomar wins here, we're done for the day. So this is all that Hewen has to make it through. If Palomar can win, they'll go back to action tomorrow against Mount San Antonio College. If College of San Mateo wins, we will move forward with the first championship game. I know it can be confusing. Here's the 1-0 to Hyatt.
Mother Nature changes things for us.
2 balls and no strikes. The count. And ultimately has the final say. Hyatt 347, no home runs, 6 runs batted in. Outfield swung around the opposite way against Hyatt. Who gets the running start will look to slap to the left side. But she's ahead in the count here, 3 balls and no strikes.
She'll be, I would believe, taken all the way.
Good fastball in for a strike. Penrod and Fisher in at the corners. Here's the 3-1. Lifted to left. Foul. Pignone and Fisher closing in on that one, even though it was well into foul territory, but they're already swung around so far the opposite way.
Yeah, now with 2 strikes now, Fisher will probably play back a little bit, but still will have to respect the left-handed slapper side. And she has the ability with her arm strength and her quickness.
Payoff pitch to Hyatt. Softly to second, Zamora just gets Hyatt at first for out number 1. Well, it's interesting that as I watch the left-handed slap hitters, it's sort of opposite of what you expect. Early in the count, looks like they're trying to go the opposite way, and then on 2 strikes, they maybe hang back a little bit and actually pull the ball a little bit more. It looks to me.
Yeah.
Somewhat unscientifically as I watch it.
So, you know, really at that point when you got 2 strikes, you're just trying to hit the ball where it's pitched. So when Allie throws the ball inside there, she's got to kind of go, you know, with the pitch.
Big swing from Kaylin Sterling and comes up empty. Sterling in left field. Hewen ready, kicks and delivers 0-1, curveball fouled away. Sterling comes in batting .396, 5 home runs, 27 runs batted in. 0-2 from Hewen. Fly ball center field on the track and in front of the wall. It's McKenna Crawford to retire Sterling, and Sterling's got that sneaky power. Hit the home run earlier in the tournament. 5 home runs on the season, and there, ball up in the zone, and she almost takes it out to straightaway center field.
Yeah, see where are we at, the eighth spot?
Yep.
So she's in the A spot hitting balls like that.
That'll bring up Bella Zalba. 325, the batting average on the season, no home runs, 14 runs batted in. Well, again, the similarities between these 2 teams, 1 through 9, and it's not just going to be the middle of the order. They got some bats at the bottom of the order. First pitch from Hewen, low and in. Started to talk about Hewen's numbers on the season. She picked up the save earlier in the victory over San Joaquin Delta. Lined foul. Hewen coming in with an ERA of 0.87, a record of 13-2 coming into action today, and at 88 in the third innings. Just 40 hits allowed, 29 walks, and 124 strikeouts. So pretty dominating numbers.
Yeah, you'd think if you were someone that didn't know much about the Palomar program that she would be the one to dominate the innings this year. But if you look at the stats, with the pitcher to start of the first game, Kat, she actually had 40 more innings pitched on the season. So you know actually maybe this was beneficiary where she wasn't the workhorse in the regular season, and now they can use her in the postseason.
It was the same thing last year as a freshman where she had incredible numbers, over 40 innings coming into the championship tournament with no earned runs allowed. It's a stat that I like to drop in. It's eye-popping. And when I saw it in preparation for the tournament last year, I thought, could that possibly be right?
Yeah.
But again, she was the second starter and not every day. And you wonder at some level, she does play shortstop. She's got a great bat, and obviously you can get the bat in the lineup even when she's in the circle. But it's just one of those players that seems to be able to contribute in so many ways. And maybe for Lacey Kraft's like, well, I don't want to take away the job she does at shortstop.
Right, and you know, at times you probably thought, you know, that she deserved more, you know, innings in the circle. But because she's such a good shortstop, you know, sometimes you know, coaches get a little stubborn and they want their best shortstop to be playing at that position.
3-2 the count on Zalba. Zalba takes that one low. Third walk of the game for Allie Hewen. Here is San Mateo bats in the top of the second, and that'll bring up the top of the order, Aubrey Bussinger. Bussinger came in batting .354. Fly to left, her first time up. 3 walks in 1 2/3 innings. Are you starting maybe to talk to your players at your College of San Mateo saying, let's take some deeper counts, see if maybe this is just a control problem today?
You might have some conversations about that. But San Mateo's success is swinging the bat.
And Bussinger drops this one behind the bag at first for a base hit. Throw over to third, and they get Zalba trying to take third to end the inning. So Bussinger places it perfectly. We'll watch as we take it out here. Bottom of the first, and an opportunity taken off the board for San Mateo. Watch the play here by Zamora as Zalba tries to go from first to third, but the strike, the tag, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Through 1.5, 1-0 College of San Mateo. You're on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Bottom of the second inning from Bakersfield. Palomar coming to bat, trailing 1-0. Down to 3 teams in the 3C2A softball championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Palomar, College of San Mateo battling for a spot in the championship round. Mount San Antonio College waiting, just 1 win away from what would be a repeat title here in the 3C2A. Taylor Riley getting the call as the designated player today. Her first start in the championship, takes a strike from Emily McAdams. It'll be Riley, Hewen, and Penrod.
Taylor had a good pinch hit, or good at bat in the first game. She drew a walk.
Yeah, absolutely, coming in for Pamplin, or coming in to face Pamplin.
Yep. And I think what they were doing at that time, Palomar's their first pitcher, Kat, she was starting, and they were trying to get Allie warmed up.
Yep, absolutely.
And they brought her in, and she got on base, did her job, and then Allie came in the pinch run for her, and that was big in that inning.
Bouncing ball to third. A little trouble for Madigan, but gathers, goes across, and gets Riley at first.
Madigan has a cannon for an arm.
You get a look at it here. This is just a great job, too. I think, wow. Yeah, you can see the arm there, and good job staying poised. It's so easy to get a little flustered. They're trying to juggle that ball, but
she didn't panic, and she kept her feet moving towards the target.
That'll bring up Hewen. Hewen batting .500 in the tournament. So we could talk about what she's doing in the circle, but, you know, absent Sarah Fisher, nobody's swinging a hotter bat right now than Allie Hewen.
Absolutely. And, you know, that's we were just talking about the first game.
Pop fly into right, could be trouble, but on the run, it's Wheatenhagen making the catch. This is a great job by Wheatenhagen, showing some range in right.
Where I was getting at, Jeff, there was that in the first game, you know, you have a batter like Allie who's hitting .500, and Coach Lacey Kraft pinch hits for her.
Yeah.
Right, and then the next person comes in and gets a walk and then replaces her. That's the confidence that she has in her whole team.
Penrod swings at the first pitch, sky high to center, and it's Zalba. He will take it to retire the side. Quick second inning. McAdams is cruising. We're through 2, 1-0 College of San Mateo. By Riley Donovan and Mandy Wheatenhagen, 2-3-4. Due up in the top of the third against Allie Hewen. Bulldogs with the 1-0 lead.
Number 2, Emily McAdams.
McAdams grounded back to, or I should say tried to bunt her way on. Back in the first, was retired 2-3. Drop ball from Hewen. A ball and no strikes. You see the array of pitches from Allie Hewen so far? I see about 4 different pitches from her.
Yeah, 4. I think she, you know, she has a change up, she has a rise, she's got a good curve, and it looks like she has a drop ball as well.
1-0 pitch to McAdams, and that one sails back to the backstop, and Hewen did that previously.
Yeah.
In the last game as well.
That was a rise ball that got away from her.
Yeah, naturally it makes me think of Bull Durham, but Hewen's got a little bit better control than that. Here's the 2-0 pitch to McAdams. Goes after the rise ball. 2 balls and a strike. Maybe you're in the slapping position there, and you're McAdams. Are you looking for something down in the zone? What does she want to take?
She's looking for something middle away, you know, something down, so she can hit it to the ground. There it is.
On the right side, and Zamora quickly to her right. in time to retire McAdams. That'll bring up Donovan. Walked on 4 pitches her first time up.
Riley Donovan.
Donovan's 5 for 10 here in the championship. She's up to 4 home runs in the postseason overall. She's picking it up at the right time. Change up low. I referenced the bat control, the long at bat, and again, you go to the numbers: 5 strikeouts and 121 at bats coming into action today, 15 walks.
She battles every at bat.
Rips this one, but foul. I think they're you watch the softball here, and it's very much the opposite of the modern metrics in baseball. I think we're seeing more of high strikeout totals, but they're seeing that works there. But here, it's your power hitters are often incredible in terms of bat control and very difficult to strike out.
Yeah, they put the ball in play with authority.
Here's the 1-1. That one sails high and away. An RBI double by Ali Sarabia, the difference back in the first inning, as College of San Mateo bats here in the top of the third. Here's the 2-1. Drop ball low.
You can tell Palomar's been throwing Donovan. They've been going change up, something up and away, change up and away.
Yeah.
They try to go inside hard, so Donovan can only do but foul it off, maybe pull it down the line.
3-1 pitch. Donovan fouls that one away. Looked like she might have went after ball 4 there, but thinking about 2-0.
Yes. Yep.
Well, any of the teams here by this point, but especially with these lineups, they put this sort of constant pressure on you because you just know that eventually their lineup's going to break through and get some hits on the board. So when you have a lead like 1-0, you feel almost as much pressure as when you're trailing, because you know this isn't going to be enough. We got to put more runs on the board.
Yeah, one swing of the bat, you can tie the game up on both. Both programs have the ability to do that. So 1-0 is really like a tie ball game to both teams. There's no concern right now.
Full count. See the pitch count rising up to 54 pitches now as Hewen works in the top of the third with 1 out. Rocks and fires. Lined butt to Robinson at short. 2 up, 2 down, and for those that follow the comments, Kat Aguilar 5 innings earlier today, but obviously still in the fold for a potential appearance, if necessary, coming back here, if that's the direction that Lacey Kraft wants to go.
I think so. I mean, she, with her, she's thrown 130 innings this year, so Lacey definitely has confidence in her. And if Allie keeps her pitch count, it's climbing and climbing. If something is going a little awry here in the 6th or 7th inning and this game's still close, I don't see her having any issues with bringing Kat in.
And this is Mandy Wheatenhagen, who walked her first time up. 1 ball and no strikes. The outfield backing up a couple of steps for the power hitting Wheatenhagen. Big cut and a miss. Ball and a strike.
Trying to go 2-0 there.
Right.
Ready on 1. Track 1. Camera 2. When we have a break in a second, there's a cat in the bullpen on the right-hand side.
Here's the 1-1.
Go ahead and get that shot, please, if you can. Track 4. There's a cat in the bullpen on 2. Right-hand side. Ready, 3. Track 3. We need to get a chance.
Hewen up and ready.
Ready on 1.
2 balls and a strike on Wheatenhagen. on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hewen trying to have an easy inning here after something of a struggle in the first 2. She's allowed 5 runners to reach base in the first 2 innings. 1-2-3 inning. Would feel pretty good, I imagine, for the Comets here getting out of this top of the 3rd.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, her pitch count, she's at 60 pitches right here without finishing the 3rd inning. If this stayed the norm for the rest of the day, she would be upwards of 140 pitches to finish this game out. So.
And what's the level of awareness for College of San Mateo in that dugout about what the pitch count is and an impact possibly on how you go about batting the rest of the way with Hewen, is we're at 61 now.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone in that dugout is charting pitches. Someone is keeping track of how many pitches she's thrown. San Mateo was warming up before the game, but they had coaches in the stands, doing some more scouting, and they're well aware of where Allie's been, what she's been doing this weekend and today.
Here's the 3-2. Line back up the middle, a base hit for Wheatonhagen. So Wheatonhagen keeps the 3rd alive, and that'll bring up Sarabia. RBI double, her first time up. Sarabia 345 coming into action today. 4 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Sarabia now 3 for 9 in the tournament. Wind starting to pick up here early in the afternoon, again blowing across from left to right. Off speed in there for a strike.
We are seeing a little bit more sun, so that's always nice.
A very welcome sight this weekend.
Yes.
Hewen ready into the wind. Stays off speed, misses low. A ball and a strike. And I have the sense now as I watch that San Mateo is starting to make the adjustment. Not seeing very many swings early in the count at all.
No, and they're laying off the changeup.
The pitch to Sarabia, and she fouls that back. A ball and 2 strikes. Caitlin Gretsch would be next if Sarabia can keep it alive here in the top of the 3rd. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball left field. And it's Pignoni moving over to take it to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 left on base, heading to the bottom of the 3rd. 1-0 San Mateo. 3C2A softball championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. The Cow taking in the action here from Bakersfield as Mount San Antonio College gets ready to potentially play today if San Mateo is able to get the win here, we will move on and move to our next game, which would be for the championship. If Palomar wins, we're done for the day. We come back tomorrow and start with a Palomar Mount San Antonio College matchup for the championship. A ball and no strikes to Crawford. It'll be followed by Jillian Zamora, and then the top of the order, Sarah Fisher.
Really important outs here.
Talked about the season that McAdams has had. Now up to 32 wins, 32-2, an ERA of 0.91. And of course, the one that got away, the loss yesterday in the battle with Mount San Antonio College, her second loss, and that puts the Mounties on the precipice. And College of San Mateo has to battle their way back, got to win here and then win 2 more. I've said it before, I'll say it again, Coach. Double elimination, something of a misnomer here in this particular format. Line back to the box, knocked down by McAdams, who will go to first to retire Crawford.
Great play right there. Like we were saying earlier, these are important outs here to keep these girls off the base for them. Fisher is due up third.
Yeah, you absolutely don't want anybody on base. Perhaps robbing Crawford of a hit right there. And McAdams, tough as they come, she's up and ready to go.
That's right.
In the circle. Getting a look at one of the pitchers of the year. If we have another game today, we'll see the other pitcher of the year.
Yeah.
Fouled back by Zamora, no balls and a strike. And there's a good look at Jillian Zamora. Outside a ball. Zamora batting .316, coming into action today. No home runs, 10 runs batted in. Rise ball high, 2 balls and a strike. Well, through 2 1/3. McAdams has held the Comets without a hit. Did issue a walk to Pignoni back in the first.
Like her, and opposite of her counterpart, she's at 25 pitches right now. So she, didn't pitch yet. So she's got a good, pitch per inning.
Yep.
Pitch per innings average going on right now. So it's real important for her to keep these down.
Well, perhaps doubly important, as McAdams really does the lion's share of the work, 192 1/3 innings pitched. But how much does that, a pitch count awareness, have you seen a pitcher that really logs a tremendous amount of innings that doesn't understand that? It seems to me that when you know that you're going to be the one in the circle, you kind of automatically know to keep your pitch count down so you can stay strong.
You're building your physical toughness and mental toughness.
Popped up left side, foul territory, run down by Bussinger.
At this point, the season can end for one of these two teams or both these teams today. So they're going to run their horses out there every single time and give their teams a chance to win the game.
And there is Sarah Fisher. And Fisher has been sensational, but this is nothing new. You go back to last year, it was a big performance in the championship tournament as a freshman, leading the way for the Comets, getting all the way to the championship game where she homered before Mount San Antonio College eventually fell. Or I should say Palomar eventually fell to Mount San Antonio College. First pitch outside a ball. So Fisher she's been doing it for a couple of years now, and I suspect longer than that if we went back before.
And I'm sure, and I believe, if rumor says is that she is going to Oklahoma City next year.
Into right center, a base hit. Fisher with a turn at first, but she'll hold with a single.
Yeah, I think she's headed to Oklahoma City, which is a top powerhouse in NAIA. So she'll take her talents onto the next level as well.
Well, it's hard to imagine that she was going to escape the attention of the scouts watching.
Yes.
Moving on in her career. And boy, she is so dangerous. And this reminds me a little bit of Michaela Ferreira as well, who had a big tournament for San Joaquin Delta. such good hitters, and they seem particularly dangerous when they take the ball back up to right center, like Fisher just did right there. Pitch out over the middle and just rope one back right where it's pitched.
All good hitters make you play defense for the whole field.
That'll bring up Waholtz. Flied to right her first time up. I mentioned Waholtz and her role in the win earlier today, where she was 2 for 4, but it was a 2-run double in that 5-run fifth that tied the game. Ripped into left field and deep, but caught on the track by Sterling.
Great play by the left fielder Sterling for out number 3.
So I'd be remiss if I didn't say that was a Sterling play by Kaylin Sterling, backing up on the track. Waholtz gives it a ride, but it's a long out, 3rd inning in the books. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. You're watching the 3C2A Softball Championships here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Top of the 4th, and designated player Caitlin Gretsch will lead things off, followed by Haley Hyatt, Kaylin Sterling due up against Allie Hewen. Hewen works in the 4th in a 1-0 game. Off-speed pitch on the outside corner called strike 1. Gretsch grounded to short, her first time up. Palomar a winner earlier today, 6-4 over San Joaquin Delta, ending the Mustang season. And one of these two teams will finish an outstanding campaign here today as well, as the winner moves on to get Mount San Antonio College and the loser wraps up their year. 1-1. The pitch to Gretsch. Popped up on the right side, but out of play.
Big half inning here for Hewen, Jeff. She's got 70 pitches through 3+ innings, and every hitter really here has been taking the counts deep and really battling that bats can take a toll on Hewen.
Yeah, absolutely. And as this game has gone on, as we talked about a little bit before as well, you can see the San Mateo players thinking deeper count. Let's get that pitch count even higher, see if we can tire her out. Maybe reap some rewards from that as the game goes on. Line foul.
And on the opposite end, McAdams has really lowered her pitch count and seems to be in good form right now, so you clearly don't want to get down by more than 1 run in this elimination game.
Gretsch came into action today batting .359, looking for her first hit of the weekend. 1-2 pitch from Hewen. A rise ball high, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Let's look to see if she pulls the string on a changeup here, Jeff.
Yeah, both pitchers been changing speeds. as you have to against lineups this good. Wave and a miss, and Gretsch down on strikes.
She does just that, pulls the string nicely, takes a little bit off that, allows for the hitter to be well out in front of it.
Ryan's got it.
That'll bring up Hyatt. Grounded to second, her first time up. They're in at the corners for Hyatt. Takes a pitch for a strike, no balls and a strike. Kaylin Sterling due up next. Outfield swung around the opposite way for Hyatt. Foul ball, no balls, 2 strikes on Hyatt now.
Exactly what Hyatt's looking to do is put the ball on the ground on the left-hand side. Even with the third baseman in on the corner there, she's so speedy that if she can get that ball down soft enough, be an easy base hit.
Well, she's in a hole now. No balls and 2 strikes. Hewen ready. 2 strikeouts in a row for Hewen as Hyatt goes down swinging. And that'll bring up Sterling, who flied to center. Her first time up, nearly took it out to straightaway center. Sent Crawford back to the track before she brought it in.
Yeah, wind blowing slightly in, Jeff, and I think that had an effect on why that ball didn't creep out of the yard.
The RBI double from Sarabia in the first is the big blow of the game. Thus far, first pitch misses for a ball.
Sarabia having herself a good tournament.
Oh, no. I don't know anything about it. I don't watch it. So I just listened this morning into reaction.
Line drive into left center. Diving attempt and the catch made by Pignoni.
Great catch in left field by Pignoni for out number 3. Top of the 4th.
Well, Pignoni's flashed the arm. Now she'll flash the glove as we take it out, robbing Sterling of a hit to end the bottom of the, or head to the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 College of San Mateo. Well, the late, great Harry Carey would say, isn't it strange how a player makes a great play in the field and then seemingly always leads off the next inning at the plate, and never was that more true than right here with Kylie Pignoni, who just laid out to take away a potential extra base hit from College of San Mateo. See if we get one more look at it here. Pignoni leads off the bottom of the 4th. Ball hit on the screws, and Pignoni, the full dive, comes up with the ball. This one bunted foul for Pignoni. No official at bat. She walked her first time up.
Builds great confidence, on the defensive side, and now she gets to come up and see if she can do some damage offensively.
Yeah, there is nothing wrong with the way that Kylie Pignoni swings the bat, but she is incredible out in left field.
Yes.
And just the throwing arm that we've already seen a couple times, and now laying out there into shallow left, and a great catch for Sterling. Oh, the irony.
That's right. Yeah, you do this to us, we'll do this to you.
Watch Sterling. It comes into view. That is a tremendous catch, going the opposite way too, to backhand. Moving forward, takes a hit away from Pignoni to start the bottom of the fourth. Hey, John, we're busy talking about the bats up and down this lineup, and
it's been about the defense.
yes, we got the job in the circle and some incredible glove work. No balls and a strike now on Cates, who popped out her first time up. Shallow center, long run. Zalba will get there.
Both these programs have averaged, 8 or 9 runs a game during the course of the year. When you get into a tournament like this, when you're seeing other teams that are as dominant as they are, really the difference is going to be defense. So that's saying defense wins championships. That's definitely stepping up what's going on right now.
Taylor Riley, the designated player. Curveball high. Riley grounded to third her first time up. McAdams still just one hit allowed through 3 2/3. A little help from her friends behind her.
That builds great confidence for a pitcher.
In the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes.
They don't press, right? Sometimes a pitcher who has a defense that struggles behind them starts squeezing, trying to do too much for themselves, and they start leaving balls over the middle of the plate.
Yeah, take a look at the box score here, and you go through for McAdams. Interesting, 9 of 11 outs in the air.
Yeah, they're in the air, and it could be a part of a result of, she's logged a lot of innings in the tournament, and it's also part of Palomar likes to hit the ball, likes to drive the ball, so that's what they do.
Back to the screen for Riley. On the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. You get the sense now that both pitchers starting to feed off each other with the defense as well. Pace of the game has picked up, and I think that would only favor the pitchers as well.
Yes. You got good weather, right? Everybody's playing loose on their feet.
Shot back up the middle and a 2-out single for Riley. So Lacey Kraft pushing the right buttons, puts Riley into the lineup and gets a base hit. And that'll bring up Hewen. I referenced the tournament so far for Hewen. 7 for 13 coming into the game today, so 7 for 14. You know what they say, John, that's darn near 500 right there.
Yeah, exactly.
So Hewen having a big weekend. First pitch swinging, driven to deep center. Zalba back on the track and has room to retire Hewen. Second time I recall Comet batter sending Zalba back to the track, deepest part of the park, but it's a long out.
They're just missing.
End of 4 from Bakersfield. College of San Mateo 1, Palomar 0. It's the 3C2A softball championships here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Zalba had a long run back to the dugout after the final out in the bottom of the fourth. Had to go back all the way to the track to retrieve the ball hit by Hewen. She'll lead off the top of the fifth, be followed by Aubrey Bussinger and Emily McAdams. College of San Mateo, as my buddy and broadcast partner Mike Cepeda would say, by the slimmest of margins as they go to work here in the top of the fifth. Foul tip and back to the screen. Zalba walked her first time up.
As this game gets deeper and deeper, you might start seeing a couple more bunts. Teams trying to generate, to put a little bit more pressure on the defense, putting the ball on the ground and forcing the issue a little bit.
Hewen with a little time now, ready. Here's the 0-1 to Zalba. Drop ball low, a ball and a strike. Zalba returns to the lineup. Last two games, she's been the flex, playing in center field. 5 for 13 in the postseason overall for Bella Zalba. And again, with so much potency up and down all of these lineups at the top of the order, the 9-hitter, one of the very important spots in the order.
Yes, you're turning over the lineup, to try to get the Bussinger who can hit with power, who can get you a sacrifice bunt and set the table for Emily McAdams and Riley Donovan.
One and one from Hewen. And again, back to the screen. Zalba had a good cut. Ball and 2 strikes. Hewen ready. Off the end of the bat. Stays up for Fisher, who will put it away for out number 1.
Number 22, shortstop Aubrey Bussinger.
5 in a row set down for Hewen. But at this point, the question becomes, can McAdams possibly make 1 run stand up for 7 innings? What an achievement that would be against a lineup like this. A long way to go.
Absolutely.
That'll bring up Bussinger, who's 1 for 2, singled her last time up. And again, all the way back to the screen. Okay, that's not a total accident now. That's 3 times.
Yeah. No. That could be a little bit of the effects of her throwing a lot of innings in the last 3 days. Trying to get under the rise ball there, and she's just losing the grip.
Bussinger had a big run through the regionals and super regionals, going 6 for 12 for San Mateo as they romped their way up to Bakersfield as the top seed in the North. And incredibly dominating season for College of San Mateo. Just 3 losses, counting the one to Mount San Antonio yesterday. 2-0 the count on Bussinger. Busts that one inside and Bussinger fouls it off. Well, a little run here of outs consecutively for Hewen would really come in handy as you see the pitch count up to 85. Off speed, on the ground to third. Fisher kicks it, and she won't have a play on Bussinger. Like an awkward small hop for Fisher.
Yeah, uncharacteristic right there. She probably would have been able to gather that, but as she was shuffling her feet there, she kicked the ball right there and got it way out of her.
Yeah, might have still had time, even as speedy as Bussinger is getting down the line. Ball hit pretty sharply, but a bit of misfortune, and indeed she kicks it away from herself, and now no play. So Bussinger at first. The Bulldogs aboard. They have a runner aboard, I should say, with 1 out.
Don't be surprised with a bunt here.
McAdams. Rise ball from Hewen. The ball and no strikes. Well, it seems to me that McAdams could get a bunt down in one of two ways as a left-handed slapper. If she could get a soft ground ball down toward third base, it's going to function like a bunt as well.
Right.
So here's the 1-0. McAdams shortens out in front of the circle. Close play at first. And McAdams is safe. Boy, have a look. This was a very, very close call at first base. Hewen got there.
Got a good shot on that one.
And we'll watch here. And boy, that was incredibly close.
That's actually a tie.
Yeah. Here in the booth, saying that's actually a tie. I'm also hearing from the other side there's no such thing as a tie goes to the runner. So there's no shortage of opinions up in the press box, but a bang play, and it does look like, let's just say, the ball and the foot got there at the same time.
Right. We have eight people in the box up here. It's a tie, 4-4, out safe. So.
So McAdams at first. It's a bunt single. And now College of San Mateo with an opportunity to extend on the 1-0 lead. 2 on, and Riley Donovan coming to the plate. She's 0 for 1, lined out and walked. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike for Hewen.
You know, there's points during games where you could say, hey, that was the most important defensive play, or most important pitch, or most important bat. And I would say right now, this is the most important situation of this game right now.
Well, Hewen came in to relieve Aguilar and immediately got herself into a jam and gave up a couple of runs to San Joaquin Delta before eventually getting out of it, still maintaining the 5-4 lead after giving up a couple of runs.
I think San Mateo's taking a couple extra pitches because I think the strike zone has shrunk a little bit here.
Yeah, that was close and called a ball. Here's the 1-1. Up in the zone. Good job by Cates to get to that one. 2 balls and a strike. And this is something going back to early in the game, talking about that Hewen maybe likes to try and nibble, maybe be a little bit too perfect on some pitches, and you get the pitch count up there, but also has a tendency maybe to put some runners aboard.
And here's the situation here, right?
Straight back to the screen as Donovan had it cut. But here's what I think is so interesting about Allie Hewen. That's what we've seen this weekend against these very, very potent lineups. But if you look at the numbers, the hits and walks to 9 innings, the whip is incredibly low.
Yeah.
Be the whip over 7 innings, of course, here, but
right.
Same principle. So I don't know that this was a problem in the regular season with putting runners aboard. It didn't seem to be by the numbers. A little bit low to Donovan. 3-2 the count.
Coach Board might put the runners in play here. Donovan only striking out 5 times the whole season. You know she's going to put the ball in play.
Good speed on the bases with Bussinger and McAdams. Payoff pitch, off speed, and a swing and a miss. Donovan down on strikes. That is a massive punch out for Allie Hewen.
Must have jinxed her right there.
No, don't worry about it. I've been doing that for years. 2 down, and that'll bring up Wiedenhagen, so another stern challenge here for Allie Hewen, but now she's 1 out away from getting out of it.
Another big at bat here.
Hewen ready. Rocks and fires in there for a strike. Talk about some of the championship experience of Brianna Wheeler being here last year, Lulu Vasquez going back in her time with Cypress, and then at Fullerton. And Allie Hewen certainly fits into that mode as well, having pitched and played here last year in a deep run for the Comets. The 0-1 to Wiedenhagen. Count evened up, a ball and a strike. There is Bussinger at second. McAdams at first, and saw the speed of McAdams yesterday. So you know she's fast when she stole the base and then came all the way around on the throwing error from second to score. A ball and 2 strikes now on Wheatonhagen. Wheatonhagen takes that pitch low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield playing Wheatonhagen straight away, and they're back a couple of steps.
You know, a lot of times you think whatever you throw 2-2, you could throw 3-2 also. So we'll see what kind of confidence she has in there.
Went to an off-speed pitch, and Wheatonhagen fouled that one back. Well, what do you say, Coach? Wheatonhagen, just 4 strikeouts coming into
I'm not going to jinx her. I'm not going to jinx her right here.
Coming into this at bat. Yeah. She's perfect on the day, 1 for 1. A single back in the third. She walked in the first. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 100th pitch of the game coming for Hewen. Here it is. Breaking ball back to the box, and Hewen will go to first to retire the side. The Bulldogs threaten, but nothing doing. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on base. Heading to the bottom of the 5th. San Mateo with the 1-0 lead on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Penrod will lead things off for the Comets, followed by McKenna Crawford, Jillian Zamora. 7, 8, 9 in the order. Due up for Palomar. Emily McAdams back in the circle. Can she maintain this slimmest margin possible, 1-0, as we go to work here in the bottom of the 5th? First pitch cued on the right side. Hyatt a little bit wide on the throw, and it gets by Sarabia. Penrod will be safe at first. What do you call that, Andrew? Error? Okay.
Unfortunately, right there, I think she had the first baseman stretch a little too early, and then didn't see where the ball was going. She could have went further down the line there and caught it.
First error of the game on College of San Mateo. So the leadoff hitter aboard in Penrod, and that'll bring up McKenna Crawford. Grounded back to the circle her first time up. And we have a pinch runner running for Penrod. It'll be Jenny Lafayette. So Lafayette at first. And Crawford coming to bat.
Anticipate a bunt here. Get her over.
Tries to lay that one down. And now the runner breaks for second, and Lafayette with no chance going to be thrown out by Donovan. This was close. It looked like Lafayette maybe got a piece, but this is a great play by Donovan.
Negative.
To stay with the play.
Yeah, it looked like it was set up for just a sacrifice bunt, and then she hesitated halfway down. Thought it was a foul ball, but there. Anytime you play it out,
Yep.
and you make the umpire send you back.
Yeah. So that, if you're Jenny Lafayette in that situation, you're just all the way to second.
Right. Don't play umpire.
Yep. Gets caught there between first and second, and Donovan alertly makes the throw. Popped in the air back to the screen.
As coaches, it drives us crazy with those situations, and then what really drives you crazy is that if Penrod gets a base hit here, then now you're going, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Crawford will stand in with a count of
Crawford,
a ball and 2 strikes now with the bases empty and 1 down, and for the Bulldogs, that is huge. You're protecting a 1-run lead here, and the leadoff hitter aboard on an error. And
yeah, it's huge when you have first and second and one out, and you get your 3-4 hitters that come up to the plate and you don't get anything out of it. It's a huge lift for Palomar.
Yeah, momentum really. That's a momentum killer for Palomar after they've gotten it going in their direction.
Yeah.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Crawford. 0 for 1 today. Crawford came in batting .208, no home runs, 8 runs batted in. But it's the glove in center field from McKenna Crawford. So important for the Comets. Back to the screen again. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Jillian Zamora waiting on deck.
It's the great thing about our sport, the momentum shift that just happened within 4 pitches there, where we go from an error to a sacrifice bunt to a base running mistake.
Crawford continuing to battle. 7 pitches in this at bat now, and see obviously the opposite for McAdams here, where we see Hewen with the high pitch count.
2-to-1
McAdams
ratio
has been incredibly economical. Working here in the 5th, 53 pitches. Although Crawford's doing her best to add to that total.
Yeah.
Of course, what you have to be aware of if you're College of San Mateo in this situation is Sarah Fisher waiting. She would be the 4th batter to bat in the inning. That makes these hitters so important for McAdams. Slow roller to short. Bussinger will have to hurry. Gets Crawford by a step.
It's a good decision there by Emily McAdams. It was going to be a tougher play for her if she went to her backhand. You see her reach down and pull her glove and allow Bussinger to field that ball.
That's a pretty amazing decision to make in the split second like that.
Second,
it's nice to have natural athletic ability to be able to make that read so quickly.
And that's experience in the circle and trust in your defense.
Yep. 1-0 on Zamora. Popped out her first time up. Moving up, line drive, base hit for Zamora. And now Fisher will come to the plate with a runner on base. 1 for 2, a single her last time up.
Now you go back and say, what if there wasn't a base running mistake earlier in this inning right there? That could be that could have been huge right there for Palomar. But the alternative is you got Fisher up with 2 outs and a runner on first base.
She's 8 for 12 for the tournament with a couple of home runs and a slew of other hard hit balls. First pitch in there for a strike. As I was doing my preparation for this, I looked at the first couple of rounds, and she was 5 for 15 in the regional and super regional. And now I think to myself, only 5 for 15. What were those pitchers doing to get her out so often? Pop foul just out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. I didn't realize what an amazing achievement that was.
Yes.
So Fisher in a hole, no balls and 2 strikes. And what do you do if you're McAdams in this situation now? You're still working to such a dangerous hitter.
Well, you never want to, give anybody a cookie, in an 0-2. So this, they're going to go inside or up, just like that.
Rise ball well out of the zone, but Fisher lays off.
And that pitch was a purpose pitch. You're throwing hard up, so now they can go soft in, soft away, they could go hard up again. Because Fisher wants to hit.
McAdams ready. Foul out of play. That's a pitch that looked like she tried to get inside. The bat speed is still got the barrel of the bat on it.
Yeah.
For Fisher. McAdams ready. Here's the 1-2. Lined into center field. Long run. It's going to drop for a hit. It's off of Zalba. This is going to tie the game. Fisher around second into third with a triple. Look at this one again, and Zalba was over moved toward right center before that pitch. And it ends up maybe giving that extra second for that ball to get down, and then Zalba laying out trying to get to that ball, ends up knocking it off of her glove. That gave a little extra time for Zamora to make it all the way around from first.
Yeah, so San Mateo made a defensive shift, which I'm okay with because we do that a lot. But maybe what happened was maybe Emily McAdams might have just missed her spot.
Yeah.
Right. That pitch might have been too far over the middle of the plate instead of being outside.
Yeah, and you got to believe with 2 strikes, what Fisher wants to do is get a ball that she can drive back up the middle or maybe to right center, and obviously the wheels turning on both sides. But as it turns out, well, that's why you play the games.
That's right.
Strange things happen, and it ends up in left center. And a triple for Fisher, 9th hit of the tournament, and for McAdams, no time to rest and consider what might have been, because you got a runner at third, the go-ahead run. Just 60 feet away, no balls and 2 strikes to count on Waholtz.
Got to bear down right here.
0-2 pitch, bouncing ball in for a base hit. The Comets have the lead. Well, Waholtz with a big hit earlier today in the victory over Delta, a 2-hit game, but a 2-run double that tied it up. And now, arguably, an even bigger hit against San Mateo, a 2-out single that plates Sarah Fisher and gives Palomar the 2-1 lead. Now the drama here, it's palpable, and you feel a little bit for San Mateo here in the bottom of the 5th. It's Fisher who's hit so many rockets, and maybe the most important hit of the entire weekend. She didn't exactly crush it. It was just a ball that ended up in the right spot.
She didn't barrel it up all the way. She just got it in the right spot, got it in the outfield and hit it where the defense wasn't.
Yep.
So important, McAdams, battles right here, keeps it to a 1-run deficit. Right, now that with the tie, they were going to have to score 2 runs anyway. So keep her composure, right? Let her defense do the work here, get her out of this inning.
Kylie Pignoni, who's 0 for 1, fly to left her last time up. It was the 5th inning earlier today where the Comets broke through with 5 runs against San Joaquin Delta, and it's the 5th inning again against San Mateo. Now they'll conference up.
I think they had a little bit of the count. I think the umpires.
Okay, Doug Trout behind the plate. Guillermo Villanueva, the first base umpire. Paul Marines at third base. And now they'll get together and make sure they're on the same page. A ball and 2 strikes to count on Pignoni. Here's the pitch. Into left field, a base hit for Pignoni. So Waholtz will pull up at second. Runners at first and second. The Comets still going in the 5th. And listen, the Comets can really put it together. You go back to Friday night. A 4-run first, a 6-run second inning. They had a 10-0 lead on San Jose as they blitzed them early.
Expect Coach Borg to come out here, come out here and just, slow the momentum of Palomar down a little bit. She's probably going out there, hey, Emily, you're a person, right? Yeah, you're the reason why we're here. And just, hey, calm down. Let's just keep battling. Let's keep this to a 2-1 deficit. And they got the confidence offensively. Keep it here and let's get going. Let's get in and get our bats going.
Take a look at the single from Waholtz that brings home Fisher earlier in the inning. And Sarah Fisher pumped up. She knows what that run can mean. A chance at redemption for this Comet team as a familiar foe potentially waits in a championship match.
Back-to-back singles brings him to catcher number 11, Kendall Cates.
So Cates will be the batter. But for the Comets, still just a 1-run game. So they've got plenty of work still to do here. Cates gets a piece. 0 for 2, popped out and flied out. Lined into left field. This is going to fall for another hit. Another run will score. Waholtz comes home. It's now 3-1 as Cates ends up at second with a double. 5 consecutive hits after 2 were out. And you can talk about Fisher, Waholtz, the familiar names. But how about I mention back that this all started with a hit from Jillian Zamora in the 9-hole to keep the inning alive and give Sarah Fisher a chance.
Hitting is contagious, right? And all it takes, to get a base hit. Now your teammate steps up. Hey, I just got to do my job here, and just they keep battling.
And now it's Taylor Riley, a name that we haven't used a whole lot today, but Riley with a massive opportunity here. She gets a base hit to the outfield. You make this 5-1 with Allie Hewen. And that may really put it pretty well out of reach. Meanwhile, McAdams will be replaced in the circle. And that'll be the first time on the weekend that it'll be anybody other than McAdams. Is it Brittany? Okay, so Gretsch will be the new pitcher. And just keep it here and give you the numbers on Gretsch very quickly. Gretsch on the season 5-0, making her 15th appearance. 36 2/3 innings pitched, 20 hits allowed, 7 walks, 34 strikeouts, and an ERA of 0.57. So Gretsch had been the designated player, so this will be a position switch with Gretsch coming in to pitch, and McAdams will remain in the lineup. And Gretsch will work to Taylor Riley.
See, Gretsch with her delivery, she kind of has a funky delivery. So this, it's going to be a little bit of a different look.
Yeah, Gretsch, a sophomore. Returning player for San Mateo, and comes in a big situation here and just trying to get the Bulldogs out of this inning. That went inside and nearly got away from Donovan, and there is pressure on Donovan here. Every run so important, and you have runners at second and at third. Riley's 1 for 2, single her last time up. Off speed from Gretsch, and it's quickly 2 balls and no strikes. Allie Hewen waits on deck. You got first base open, but Hewen continues to hit the ball well. And again, looks like is that trying to create a little bit of a screwball action?
Yeah,
I think as I watch Gretsch.
When we faced her earlier in the year, she kind of reminds me, like, if you think about a submarine pitcher in baseball, she's kind of got that same kind of arm motion,
4 straight balls to Riley, and now they're loaded for Allie Hewen. And Hewen's 0 for 2, flied out twice. We talked a lot this weekend about pitchers helping themselves, and here we go.
Yeah, here's the opportunity right here.
Hewen would love to be the beneficiary of her own good work with the bat here. Meanwhile, if you're Gretsch, yet to throw a strike. That one in for a strike. No balls and a strike on Hewen. Such a tough situation there when a pitcher throws 4 straight balls, and on the one hand you want to make them throw a strike before you go any further if they're having trouble locating the strike zone. On the other hand, you think if you're aggressive in the count, you might get one that's just grooved for you right away. Well inside. Hewen going to try and head down to first.
Oh.
Now they'll throw over to third, and is Hewen under the impression that she was hit by the pitch? It looked like that's what she was trying to sell.
So yeah, there's an instance where the umpire didn't signal, and Hewen is umpiring the game as a player. So
okay, we can watch the replay here. And so, yeah, I mean, as we're watching Doug Trout behind the plate, there doesn't appear to be a signal, but he could be making a verbal signal of a ball.
Right, absolutely. And the runners did a very good job of staying at home and not letting their teammate.
Yeah, if they move, then it's live, and you could throw in and end the inning.
She got almost down. She almost got all the way to first base, and then one of the runner on third base kind of got off and almost got him in a tough situation.
1-1. Fouled back to the screen. A ball and 2 strikes. Well, yeah, that's as far as I've seen a player take it. Get all the way down to first base.
Yep.
Usually you might see the step or two.
Right.
To see if you can influence a call. But Allie Hewen, well, she's a hard worker.
That's right.
She's gonna go that extra mile if she can.
Hey, credit her with that. She stuck with it.
She's the 9th batter to bat in the inning. 1-2 the count. Bases loaded. The Comets already with 3 in, looking for more. Lined, but right to Sarabia to end the inning. Hewen hits it hard. But San Mateo out of the inning. But not before the Comets turn the tables. 3 runs on 5 hits, 1 error, 3 left on base. We're heading to the 6th. Bulldogs trail it 3-1. Riley Penrod will return at first base for Palomar. Pinch runner for Penrod, and that seems like, boy, a really long time ago back at the start of last inning. But Penrod back in the game. As we move to the top of the 6th, it'll be Allie Sarabia, followed by Caitlin Gretsch, and Haley Hyatt against Allie Hewen, who will now try to close it out. The Comets 6 outs away potentially from a rematch in the championship with Mount San Antonio College. Fouled back to the screen by Sarabia, who flied to left her first time up. Sarabia 7 for 21 in the postseason. Saw her 9-game hitting streak come to a close in the loss to Mount San Antonio College yesterday. And I suppose a lot of hitters have seen hitting streaks come to a close against Brianna Wheeler.
Yes.
over the last couple of years. But she got back. She got another one started with a double that brought home the lone run for San Mateo back in the first inning. She's 1 for 2 today. A ball and 2 strikes to count.
It's real important for San Mateo here. It's not the end of the world if they don't score runs, but they really got to come back and maybe put some runners on base just so they could rebuild that confidence level.
It's a fascinating game of swings when you think back to the top of the 5th inning. And as you referenced, Coach, 2 on, 1 out, your 3-4 hitters coming up. You don't get a run home there. You take the 1-0 lead, and then a very good Comet lineup takes advantage. Brings home 3 runs.
I always say a lot of times the softball gods are going to reward you or punish you.
Change up and a swing and a miss from Sarabia. They'll have to throw down to complete the strikeout, and they do. Sarabia retired to start the 6th. Meanwhile, for Hewen, strikeout number 4. That'll bring up Caitlin Gretsch, who for right now is the pitcher, but we were talking a little bit about that between innings, and it was a position switch, so McAdams theoretically is still available to come back and pitch.
Yeah, and I wouldn't put it past Coach Borg to do that, especially if they tie it or gain the lead.
Well, Gretsch was able to come in and put out the fire last inning. Hard grounder up the middle, a base hit for Gretsch. And for Caitlin Gretsch, that's the first hit of the weekend, and that's got to be a welcome sight for a hitter who's had such a great year. An average up near 360.
Lefty, lefty.
So she's aboard, and that'll bring up Haley Hyatt, who's 0 for 2. And now Coach Borg out for a lineup change, and we'll see the pinch runner. There's Jamie Madigan will come in and run for Caitlin Gretsch.
So Coach Borg here just kind of doing her, she's inserting her flex, her defensive, because Madigan's playing third base, does that switch, puts a little bit more speed on to put a little bit more pressure on Palomar. They're not really playing for 2 runs, they just want 1 run. They want to kind of get the momentum back. 2 runs would be great.
Back to the box, Hewen looks at second, she'll go to second for the force.
That's a great job right there. So many times we see pitchers in the circle field that ground ball and immediately throw to a first and panic and get the out.
Yeah.
But with her having the experience as a shortstop, she's thinking ahead there, immediately fields it, throws right to second base, and gets the lead runner.
And you think about the point you're making there about San Mateo, they want 1 run, and Palomar's, we don't want to give you 1 run.
Nope.
Understand that we'll still be winning, but we like the 2-run lead. So Hewen, a great job in the circle. That's not an easy throw, and she delivers a strike.
Right. And that's, a lot of times that's the fundamental stuff, and that separates why these teams are here and the other teams are not. Those little things.
0-1 on Sterling. Off the end of the bat, on the infield, and Robinson will put it away to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Palomar with a 3-1 lead here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Penrod will lead things off, followed by Crawford and Zamora. Caitlin Gretsch continues in the circle for San Mateo. Bottom of the 6th from Bakersfield, the 3C2A softball championship. One spot left in the championship round, and one of these teams will take it. And the Comets now 3 outs away as they bat in the bottom of the 6th. Penrod 0 for 2. Flied out and reached on an error. Line drive into right, and another sensational catch. This time it's Wiedenhagen.
Nice play by the right fielder, Wiedenhagen, for out number 1.
Get the replay here for you, and I'll tell you, this is another great play by Wiedenhagen, who had a terrific running catch earlier. And infield, outfield, throws, catches. In this game in particular, we have seen some unbelievable glove work.
Especially with the outfield.
Could put a whole web gem highlight reel together on this one.
Right.
So Penrod retired, no balls and a strike. The count now on Crawford. Crawford's 0 for 2. Grounded out. Back in the 2nd. And then she was at the plate for the strange play at the top of that bottom of the 5th inning, with the runner at first, and started to bunt, missed the ball, and that play looked as though it was going to be so significant at the time. This one just foul. As it led to 2 outs, bases empty, but then the Comets able to turn it around anyway.
Yeah, they battled back and sent 9 players to the plate in that inning. So many times the 3rd out is the most, that's the biggest thing right there, trying to get that 3rd out.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say about this lineup when you consider that it was the 3-run rally? This one popped up on the infield, and Hyatt will put it away. It's a 3-run rally, and easy to miss the headline, all after 2 were out, and the base is empty. They still get that done against the pitchers, 32 and 2.
If you think about it, in Palomar's games, 3 or 4 of the games that they've played in this tournament, all their damage in every game has come in 1 inning.
And this is Zamora, who got it all started with a base hit her last time up. Inside a ball. Zamora with an 8-game hitting streak. Make it 9. She did have a base hit in this one. Lifted into left on the run. This is a fair ball. Sterling able to retrieve, but not before Zamora ends up at second with a double. See him moving up here.
When you get the momentum on your side, boy, what happens is now balls start falling. You know, they start touching lines instead of being just foul. You know, defense starts, you know, diving for balls and are not just getting to it, so it puts them in a tough situation here for San Mateo.
This is an incredibly important hit for Zamora because, of course, it brings up Sarah Fisher with a runner in scoring position. She's 2 for 3. Here's the 1-0.
And this is one of those ones where it's one of those intentional, unintentional walks right here. So,
yeah.
So you can see Donovan with her right hand there. She's forcing the throw out there, yeah. And it might be a situation where it makes it where the pitcher is more comfortable throwing a ball as opposed to a catcher standing up in the box.
Yep.
So.
Well, Fisher has been
close.
Intentionally walked 4 times now on the weekend, and now that's an intentional walk, maybe.
Yeah,
6 walks overall, 4.5 of them at least intentional.
Yeah.
So first and second, they take their chances with Wajos, but Wajos is having a big day batting behind Fisher. I think she's liking the job. She's 3 for 7. Had an RBI single her first time up. That one tails outside. A ball and no strikes. You can see how Gretchen could be kind of tricky, as you talked about someone, odd motion, but also seems to have the ability to move the ball both inside to the right-handed hitter and tailing away from the right-handed hitter.
She doesn't throw a straight ball at any point, so everything has really good spin on it.
2 balls and no strikes. And the Mountie players are up halfway up the hill in right center, and they're taking it in, waiting for their chance. It looks like it might come tomorrow. Wajos lines to third to end the inning. We head to the 7th. 3-1 Palomar. It's the 3C2A softball championship here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Bella Zalba set to lead things off for College of San Mateo. She'll be followed by Aubrey Bussinger and Emily McAdams. Allie Hewen back in the circle trying to finish this one off. And let's, for the moment, pretend that Palomar is able to win this one ultimately. What do you think for Hewen tomorrow if you're in Lacey Cramp's position? 110 is going to be probably about 120 pitches if she can get it done. Comes back tomorrow. What do you see as her likely availability?
I think Lacey Craft puts her in there from the get-go. She's been the horse. She's been the go-to pitcher. And you give her the ball in the circle and let her go and play each other with your best.
1-0 pitch to Zalba. Popped back to the screen. Right in front of us.
So we're really someone in these next 3 hitters, right, needs to get on base because you got Donovan in fourth.
And Wiedenhagen, if he can put a runner or 2 aboard, and there are
absolutely
the Mounties. Enjoying the nice weather for a change, but maybe doing a little scouting. And they will get one of these teams as they pursue a second consecutive 3C2A softball championship. 2 balls and a strike on Zalba. Ewan ready. Here's the pitch. Off speed just outside. 3 balls and a strike. And Palomar fans want that call from Doug Trout, but it's not coming. Three-one pitch. Off the end of the bat. And Zamora has it for out number 1.
All important out right there for Palomar.
That'll bring up Bussinger, 1 for 3 on the season, or on the game. He went into the wind. Change up low. A ball and no strikes, and you have to be impressed with the way both sides have really managed to lay off that changeup that we have seen befuddle more than a few teams this weekend.
Yeah, and it's just the confidence that they have that they're not looking for the changeup early in the count. There's a hit by pitch right there.
Well, Hewen had 3 walks in the first 2 innings, and she hasn't walked anybody since. So she's settled down nicely. This one gets away, and I think Bussinger there with a heady play. Figures that's a pitch she can handle.
That's important, right? She's the leadoff hitter, the table setter, and now she's on base for McAdams and Donovan.
So barring a double play, that will bring Donovan to the plate. 1 down and a runner at first. On the outside corner. No balls and a strike on McAdams, who's 1 for 3.
Defensively, Palomar just wants to get an out, and if something goes awry, they don't want to panic and make extra throws and create momentum for San Mateo.
In the air, but positioned well. Fisher makes the catch, a snap throw over to first, but Bussinger able to get back, and positioning has been a key. And here Fisher in tight, able to make the catch on the ball off the end of the bat from McAdams. And now 2 down, and Donovan coming to the plate.
And I think Coach Borg, beginning of the game, if you asked her if there was one person on this team that she wanted up to the plate with the game on the line, she wanted Donovan, and her wish has been granted right here.
0 for 2 in the game with a walk, off-speed pitch inside. Three home runs in the tournament so far for Donovan. Bulldogs looking for number 4.
Looked like she was taken all the way right there.
I imagine if you asked the Bulldogs down the dugout if they could get 2 on for Wiedenhagen, they'd take that too.
Yes.
With 13 home runs on the season. Hewen trying to close it out. 1-1. Just fouled down the first base line. A ball and 2 strikes. Donovan digs in, she's ready. The 1-2 pitch from Hewen. Rise ball, and Donovan takes that for ball 2. Well, Hewen got the strikeout the last time, these two, but it heads back in the 5th.
And I'm guessing that with her 6 strikeouts, she hasn't had many. She hasn't had many back-to-back strikeouts this year.
Can't have been too many. On the ground to second. Zamora over to second, and the Comets out of the losers bracket. They come in. They dispatched Delta earlier, 6-4 now. They send College of San Mateo home with a 3-1 win, and they are back in the championship where the Mount San Antonio College Mounties await. We're going to come back, wrap things up here, set the schedule for you moving forward. It's been a little confusing with the weather, but we'll get you set for the championship, which does come up. It will be tomorrow, but we'll come back, explain all that when we return.
Anytime for tomorrow.
The Palomar Comets will not go easy. Came in today needing 2 wins to stay alive. That's exactly what happened. Beating Delta and San Mateo back-to-back. They are back in the championship, and they will face Mount San Antonio College. That will happen tomorrow. If you're wondering why that might not happen immediately, 3C2A bylaws dictate that a team cannot play 3 times in one day. So Palomar already having won 2 games, they are not eligible to play a 3rd game. So we move to a 5th day. We'll come back tomorrow. Game 1 of the championship round will be at 11 o'clock. Mount San Antonio College against Palomar. Of course, if the Mounties win that game, they are champions once again in the 3C2A. For the Comets, they just have to do what they did today. Win 2 more games, and they will be the champions here in the 3C2A. Want to pass along special thanks to Monica Tatlinger and John Cox, head coaches of Pasadena City College and and College of the Siskiyous, respectively. We thank them so much for joining and lending their expertise as they join us today. And there I am. Anytime I'm on it, it's going to throw me on tilt. So special thanks to them for joining us. We so appreciate them taking the time to join us and lend their expertise to the broadcast. For everybody else here at SoCalCollegeSports.com, thanks so much for joining us. We will see you tomorrow for the championship round. So long, everybody.